Hi! Welcome again to my Never Wonderland. I am Elsbeth and this is episode 4 of our IVF or In Vitro Fertilization Journey series. In the previous episode, I left off talking about lazy days, queen days, and pabebe mode after our first IUI or intrauterine insemination procedure. So to continue, in the middle of these days, I was prescribed to take Dufaston. It's the same medicine I was given when I experienced spotting during my first pregnancy that was terminated. We lost the baby. Anyway, Dufaston is a brand name for dydrogesterone, which is a progestin medication used for infertility, dysfunctional bleeding, and threatened miscarriages, among others. But I was simply told that this medicine relaxes the muscles of the uterus and avoids contractions. So I took this med twice a day for 9 days. And then I spent these lazy days or queen days just lying around the house, resting all the time, and following the standard post-IUI instructions given to us by the fertility clinic, which are as follows. 1. Take it easy for a few days. Avoid strenuous exercise and activities. Avoid unnecessary exposure to solvents and paints containing lead. Avoid carrying or lifting heavy objects. Must eat sensible and healthy diet. Should drink plenty of milk, 1 in the morning and 1 before going to sleep at night. Avoid non-pasteurized milk, soft cheeses, blue cheeses because of the risk of listeria infection. Avoid coffee, tea, soda, and other caffeinated drinks. Avoid papaya, banana, and bitter gourd or ampalaya. Avoid or stop smoking if you're smoking. Stop smoking, drinking alcoholic drinks, and taking drugs, of course. Continue taking folic acid tablet if you were prescribed that. Avoid handling cat litter and soil. Although my first OB tells me to avoid cats altogether. Not see them at all. Do not handle them at all. Avoid contact with anyone who has flu-like illness. Avoid crowds where you might contact cough, colds, and flu. Avoid sunbathing, hot saunas, hot tubs, and jacuzzis. Avoid swimming and baths. Sex is recommended for the next 2 days after the IUI. I think this is just some sort of sperm support, just in case the IUI sperms did not make the cut, so to speak. And then last, complete bed rest is not recommended. 1 to 2 days of bed rest is optimal. I know you might be thinking, or you are thinking, then what the heck am I talking about? 2 weeks of lazy days, queen days, and pabebe mode. Well, what can I say? That's what both of my doctors told me. I guess because of my age and because I already miscarried once. So I have to be extra careful. But when it comes to pregnancy, I think it's better to err on the side of caution. So I follow doctor's order to the letter. So whatever my doc tells me. Even though it's not recommended, but they recommended it, I'll follow that. And then after, so my 2 weeks lazy days have passed, my period or menses was delayed for 5 days. And I thought I was already pregnant. But it was not to be so. It arrived on cycle day 33. My menstrual cycle usually lasts only 28 days. So it was a false alarm. After that failed IUI, our new doctor prescribed additional vitamins and supplements for husband. So including the meds prescribed by our previous doctors, now there's glutathione, clomiphene citrate, vitamin E, CoQ10 or coenzyme Q10, L-carnitine, and multivitamins. So that's everything that he's taking. It's a lot. Now, these supplements are supposed to help increase husband's sperm count in their motility and morphology. I've been mentioning about motility and morphology for quite a bit now. So let me define them for those unfamiliar with the terms. Sperm motility refers to the movement and swimming of the sperms, whether they are progressive or non-progressive. Poor sperm motility means that the sperm do not swim properly, hence limiting its ability to fertilize an egg, because it's like a contest. Really, the faster, the better chance to reach the mature egg at the right time, or before it dies after the 24-hour window of ovulation day. Now, sperm morphology refers to the size and shape of the individual sperm, whether it has head defect or tail defect. Normal is one of each, one head, one tail. But there are some sperms that have two heads or split heads or two tails. So obviously, that's not good. I suppose that even if a sperm like that fertilize an egg, I don't think it would be a good embryo. So we took a rest from the IUI workup for a few months. We told our doctor that we'll address the sperm problem first, since it seems to be the only remaining issue. So we told our doctor we'll just let the supplements do their work first, so that we will have better chances at the next IUI. After all, it's not exactly a cheap procedure. It costs around $28,000. During this time, we continued monitoring my cycle on our own and still tried conceiving the natural way. But obviously, it was not successful. And then we underwent another IUI preparation after a few months with just a few adjustments. Our doctor made a few adjustments to the medication. Brand change for the human chorionic gonadotropin or HCG injection, and metformin was added with dydrogesterone. Now, metformin is a medication that controls high blood sugar and is used to treat type 2 diabetes. But it is also used for infertility treatments, especially for women with PCOS or polycystic ovary syndrome. Now, exactly how metformin improves infertility is complicated, so I won't attempt an explanation anymore. In my first IUI, my menses was delayed for 5 days. This time, it was delayed 7 days. And when it did come, it was just 1 day of very light flow and 2 days of just spotting. So we suspected again, even with the bleeding, including our doctor, that we might be pregnant, because bleeding during the early stages of pregnancy could mean just the implantation of the embryo. So my doctor prescribed a progesterone vaginal capsule. It's administered vaginally, as the name suggests, once a day for 10 days. Now, progesterone is a female hormone important for ovulation and menstruation. It causes changes in the lining of the uterus, making it easier for a fertilized egg to attach itself to the uterine wall at the beginning of the pregnancy. So, to help the implantation, it helps also the body to maintain the pregnancy. But it was to be another false alarm. Obviously, I wouldn't reach this IVF level if that IUI was successful, right? So we decided to take a few months break again. It was Christmas season anyway, and our doctor had out-of-town vacation plans. And we were already thinking of taking it up a notch to IVF level. So we would need time to save up money for it. But that break took longer than we planned. because husband had a hypertensive urgency scare after the holidays. He was hospitalized twice, even sent to the ICU the first time, and he had to take a lot of medication. But after 2 different hospitals and several different doctors and all the cardio tests that he had gone through, it was proven to be just anxiety or panic attacks. But still, it's something that we had to take care of first. So the few months break turned into almost a year. And when we met with our doctor again last August of this year, we went for IVF preparations right away. And I will tell you all about it in my next episode. Bye for now, and thank you for watching.